Most people are prisoners, thinking only about the future or living in the past. They are not in the present, and the present is where everything begins. Carlos Santana. Dealing with the past is not easy, especially when you commit something terrible, say a crime. Then you think about the future. But the little hope is so far away because where you are now is somewhere that you never want to be, the prison. Trapped like a caged bird and nowhere to go, nowhere to run, your future is about to go down the drain faster than the rain pouring outside. This is what happens when you commit a crime. This is what happens when you disobey the law. This is what happens in Rainbow. Well, I finished the series Rainbow on a rainy weekend. It's also too funny since Cold Rain also sings the opening song and this story is anything but hot. It is cold as ice, it is thrilling, and it is emotional as it throws drama right into your face with a boxing punch. I have to say that this one is the most underrated series I have seen in a while. From the first episode, I was intrigued by possibly just the first 10 minutes. Now I am a big fan of the prison-like themes, and at the first, it felt like watching Dead Man Wonderland, which I did also enjoy. Long thought cut short, this series creates a touching story, a story of emotional drama and psychological thriller. This series pushes violence in the right way, unlike some other series that has just present unnecessary gore every 5 minutes. This anime did not make that mistake, at least from my point of view. The first half of the series presented involves the prison style and what it is like to feel the guilt after committing a crime. It makes you feel like realism and the severe consequences of committing a bad deed. And of course, in the prison, there are prisoners and warders. Rainbow deals with the question like what exactly is friendship? Are your friends more important to you than your family? What are you willing to go through for a friend? Rainbow focuses also on the friendship as well as several other themes based around friendship, such as humanity, morality, violence, love, family, etc. Rainbow is one of those precious gems that gets lost among other popular action, romance, and silly animes. At first glance, it might seem as a well-worn drama set in after all dramatic post-war period. That's what I thought also, and I regretted that thinking. One episode was way more than enough to captivate me. What is exceptional about this show is the great deliverance of emotions. With no exaggeration of the deficiencies, the emotions are there and the way they should be. You will find yourself cry, be it on the joy or a sorrow, get angry, anticipate it anxiously, and share the same hopes with the characters. Now enough with the all overview of the anime. Now I think I should start talking about the particular things in this anime. So first let's start with the story. Rainbow is a tale about 7 inmates in a special reform school who grow closer with an increased time they spend together. All 7 of them are there for committing several crimes which shaped their very different yet very similar individual. From the opening moment of the first episode right through the last scene of the last episode, I was hooked to this anime. The show grabbed me and forced me to sit down and watch what happens next. Rainbow is brutal, mature, dark, and at the same time depressing. But I was surprised at how light the show can get at certain points. From the funny banter between the several inmates to the way they overcome obstacles by relying on each other and their bond. The tone shifts from time to time, but Rainbow manages to keep the shift fluid and smooth. For me, Rainbow had 2 highlights, and the story was definitely one of them. The writing was well done because the show didn't come off as melodramatic and manages to feel really inspirational at certain points. And there were more twists than anyone would expect from a show like this. Now let's talk about characters. I mentioned that the show has 2 aspects that really stood out. The second aspect is the characters. The characters in this anime are really cool guys. They were badass, but they were portrayed in such a sympathetic way that you would root for all of them. Sort of like multi-layered anti-heroes. The story was really amazing, but I really enjoyed seeing the guys react to the situations they found themselves in. Character-driven stories always works when it's executed perfectly. Like I said, their friendship is an intricate part of the story. It is tested time and time again. It's wonderful to see selfless friendship like the one showed here. If you have a best friend or someone that you would take a bullet for, then you know what I'm talking about. 2 characters took a backseat to the others sometimes, but that didn't detract from the how enjoyable Rainbow was. But not all the series is gloom and doom because there are also characters that sparks the light into the cave of darkness. That light would definitely be Sakuragi for his way of protecting the others after an emotional drama. He is very driven to protecting what he believes is right, and thus are his friends. He can be pushed to his own physical limits by Ishihara, but when he faces seeing his precious friend suffering, his rage reaches a boiling point where he disregards his own safety. Now, I found that to be truly inspiring. The other characters of the series are also quite interesting, ranging their past and history involving the dark mood of the story. Such as example would be Mario. He is also noticeable in the series as one of the main characters. At first, he gets into an intense fight with Sakuragi, but later on views him as a close brother figure and inspires to be like him. His character development is seen as one of the major points of the series, and after watching him develop was quite an interesting turn throughout the progressing episodes. The next thing is sound. The voice acting was fantastic with each character surrounding like they ought to be. It is a lot more difficult to illustrate the chemistry between animated characters than a live action characters. But once again, Rainbow manages to pull it off. The opening is, in my opinion, not for everyone. The heavy metal track will turn off some of the people, but in my opinion, it fitted well with the tone and the atmosphere of the show. Listen to it and you will know what to expect. The rest of the OST wasn't bad either, but after listening to the Far Off a Distance, I just had to get it on my phone. Art and the animation. Rainbow's art is really good. I'm not an artist, so I don't know how to explain it in detail, but it's too shabby. The art is very realistic like seinen should be. There are no alternations to characters' facial expressions for Japanese slapstick and like the voice acting. The art of the each inmate fits their personality for who they are. Of course, it is not as much as good as Jujutsu Kaisen or any other recent anime shows, but it is not bad either. It is on a level where it needs to be. The part of me wishes that it would be good if I didn't see Rainbow, because it would be hard for me to find another series that would be able to top the standards of Rainbow anime. The story is brutal and violent, but also sincere and inspirational at the same time. The characters are extremely likable and their relationship can get one hell of a emotion. The voice acting, soundtracks and art is what also makes this anime really beautiful. Rainbow is a fantastic character-driven story telling the lives of 7 inmates who become best friends. The show is not for the weak of hearts, but please give it a try. You will be surprised how much you will love it. And this is the type of anime which you should show to your friends who says that anime is just for kids. Because this anime is gonna change their perspective about anime for the rest of their life. Have you watched Rainbow anime or have you read Rainbow manga? If you have done that, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, just don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post daily anime content about top 10 top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news, theories and all sort of anime content on daily basis. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and that was it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.